$120 million. That's the value of the art stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts on March 18, 1990, the largest property crime in American history. But who was Isabella Stewart Gardner, and why did her museum become a target? Isabella Stewart Gardner was an American art collector, philanthropist, and patron of the arts. She was born into a wealthy family in New York City and married John Lowell Gardner Jr., an aristocratic Bostonian and heir to a prominent shipping fortune. Together, they traveled the world, acquiring a vast collection of art, including works by Michelangelo, Raphael, Titian, Rembrandt, and Degas. In 1903, Isabella Stewart Gardner opened her museum to the public, designed as a replica of a 15th-century Venetian palace. They stipulated that nothing in the museum could be changed after her death, including the placement of each artwork. The museum became a treasure trove of art and history, attracting scholars, artists, and visitors from around the world. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist occurred on St. Patrick's Day in 1990 when two thieves disguised as police officers gained entry to the museum after hours. They tied up the security guards and spent 81 minutes stealing 13 priceless works of art, including paintings by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manet. The frames remained on the walls, empty and gaping, like missing teeth in a grinning skull. The theft sent shockwaves through the art world and beyond. The FBI, Interpol, and other law enforcement agencies launched an international investigation, but the stolen artwork has never been recovered. The case remains one of the most significant unsolved art crimes in history, and the empty frames in the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum serve as a haunting reminder of what was lost. So why did the thieves target this museum? Some speculate that they were hired by a wealthy collector seeking to add rare works to their collection. Others suggest that the theft was an act of revenge or a statement against the elitism of the art world. Whatever the motive, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains a tantalizing mystery, one that has captured the imagination of financial investigative journalists and art lovers alike for over 3 decades. In this documentary, The Money Trail, we will delve into the hidden financial history behind the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. We will explore the lives of the people who built the museum, the stolen artwork's value, and the ongoing efforts to recover the lost treasures. Join us as we follow the money trail and uncover the secrets of this historic crime. 1990, Boston, Massachusetts. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, a venue steeped in both historical significance and cultural intrigue, became the site of one of the most notorious art thefts in history. The crime unfolded on March 18th when two thieves, disguised as police officers, gained entrance to the museum after hours. Once inside, they bound and gagged security guards before making off with a haul that would leave the art world stunned. In total, 13 pieces of artwork were stolen, including works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Manet, and Degas. The estimated value of these masterpieces is now thought to exceed $500 million. Among the stolen treasures, one painting stands out for its sheer cultural significance, Johannes Vermeer's The Concert. Painted around 1663-1666, this piece is considered one of only 34 surviving works by the Dutch master. Its disappearance has left a void in our understanding and appreciation of Vermeer's oeuvre. Another notable loss was Rembrandt's Storm on the Sea of Galilee, painted in 1633. This seascape is the only known seafaring scene created by Rembrandt, making its theft particularly grievous for art historians and enthusiasts alike. But what drove these thieves to commit such a daring crime? Was it an obsessive love for art, or simply a mercenary quest for profit? As we follow the money trail, we'll explore how the black market for stolen art operates, who profits from these illicit transactions, and whether there's any hope of recovering these priceless pieces. These questions form part of our investigation into the hidden financial history behind this infamous heist. Join us as we delve deeper into the story, piecing together the clues left behind by both the criminals and their victims. Our journey promises to uncover not just the fate of these lost masterpieces, but also the complex web of motivations and consequences woven around them. In the wake of this audacious art heist, the investigation that followed was as monumental as it was complex. The FBI took charge, leading a multi-agency task force involving the Boston Police Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office. Their mission: to recover the stolen masterpieces and bring those responsible to justice. The first major lead came from a confidential informant in 1997, some 8 years after the theft. This individual claimed that 2 of the paintings were in the possession of a mobster named Carmelo Merlino, who ran an auto body shop in Boston. According to the informant, Merlino planned to ransom the artworks for $2 million each. However, despite extensive surveillance and several raids, no concrete evidence was found linking Merlino to the stolen paintings. Another significant lead emerged when the FBI received a tip in 2013 from a European criminal organization. The informant claimed that 2 of the Dutch masterpieces had been offered for sale on the black market for a staggering $5 million each. This revelation sparked hopes of a breakthrough, but once again, no concrete evidence could be uncovered to support these claims. Over time, several individuals have emerged as persons of interest in this case. Robert Gentile, an 82-year-old mobster from Connecticut, was arrested in 2010 on unrelated weapons charges. During a subsequent search of his property, the FBI found numerous stolen artifacts and items that suggested connections to organized crime. Gentile has repeatedly denied any involvement in the Gardner heist, but investigators continue to pursue leads related to his activities. Meanwhile, in 2015, the U.S. Attorney's Office made an unprecedented move by releasing images and details of the stolen artworks to the public, hoping to generate new leads. This decision was accompanied by a $10 million reward for information leading to the recovery of the paintings, the largest reward ever offered for a theft of cultural property. Despite these efforts, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most notorious unsolved crimes in art history. The investigation continues, with investigators and financial analysts tirelessly following leads, examining financial records, and piecing together clues to unravel this complex web of intrigue. As our quest for answers continues, we are reminded that the pursuit of justice is a journey marked by patience, persistence, and the relentless pursuit of truth. As we delve deeper into the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, a crucial aspect of this investigation involves the role of insurance companies. These financial institutions, tasked with managing risk, were thrust into the spotlight when 13 priceless artworks were stolen from the museum in 1990. The total insured value of the stolen pieces was a staggering $500 million, a figure that reflects not only the cultural significance of these works, but also the sheer enormity of this crime. The Gardner Museum's insurance policy at the time of the heist was held by Lloyd's of London, one of the world's most respected and well-known specialty insurance markets. Upon learning of the theft, Lloyd's immediately dispatched a team of experts to assess the situation, initiating what would become a years-long process of investigation, negotiation, and loss adjustment. Central to this process was the concept of a loss payment, an agreement between the insurer and the policyholder that provides compensation for the stolen items at an agreed-upon value. In exchange for this payout, Lloyd's would acquire ownership of the stolen artworks, should they ever be recovered, effectively transferring the financial risk and any potential future reward to the insurance company. However, in a twist that has only added to the mystery surrounding the Gardner heist, Lloyd's of London has yet to pay out the full insured value of the stolen artworks, some 32 years after the crime. This decision is largely due to a unique provision in the museum's insurance policy known as a co-insurance clause. This clause stipulated that the museum would be responsible for maintaining certain security measures and, in the event of a theft, would only receive a percentage of the insured value proportional to the effectiveness of these precautions. As investigators continue to piece together the complex financial puzzle presented by the Gardner heist, the role of insurance companies remains a critical, yet often overlooked, aspect of this enduring mystery. With millions of dollars and priceless cultural treasures at stake, the pursuit of justice in this case is as much a battle of wits between insurers and policyholders as it is a quest to recover stolen artworks. In our next segment, we will explore the fascinating world of underwriters, adjusters, and investigators who work tirelessly behind the scenes to manage risk, evaluate claims, and unravel the intricate financial threads that connect us all in the world of art insurance. $300 million. That's the estimated value of the art stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston on March 18th, $300 million. That's the estimated value of the art stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston on March 18th, 1990, the most significant unsolved art heist in history. As we delve deeper into this case, one question lingers. Where are the stolen masterpieces now? There's no shortage of theories surrounding their whereabouts. Some believe that the paintings were taken by local criminals who panicked and hid them away, unable to sell such high-profile pieces on the black market. Others think they may have been destroyed during the theft or in a moment of desperation. Yet, the most intriguing theory involves organized crime. In 2013, investigators revealed that members of the Boston branch of the Italian Mafia were suspects in the case. The FBI even announced that it had identified the thieves but lacked enough evidence to make arrests. This revelation led many to speculate that the stolen artworks are being held as collateral for a debt or used as leverage in the criminal underworld. The Gardner Museum has not given up hope of recovering its treasures and continues to offer a $10 million reward for information leading to their safe return. However, even if the paintings were found tomorrow, there are significant challenges to their recovery. For instance, removing Rembrandt's Storm on the Sea of Galilee from its custom-made frame would cause irreparable damage. Perhaps the most intriguing clue comes from a 2016 interview with Robert Whitman, former head of the FBI's National Art Crime Team. He suggested that one of the stolen sketches by Degas might have resurfaced in an auction house, only to be withdrawn when questions were raised about its provenance. So, while we wait for answers, these priceless works remain lost, their silence a haunting reminder of a crime unsolved and a mystery unresolved. And as time marches on, the trail grows colder, leaving us to wonder if we will ever see them again. $38 million. That's the estimated value of the 13 works of art stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston on March 18, 1990, the largest art heist in history. The empty frames still hanging on the museum walls serve as stark reminders of the priceless treasures that once graced them, and the staggering financial incentive behind this audacious crime. The stolen pieces include works by renowned artists such as Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Degas. Among them, The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, Rembrandt's only seascape, is estimated to be worth over $50 million alone today. Yet, despite the enormous black market value these pieces carry, their recovery remains elusive. Investigators believe that organized crime syndicates were likely involved in the heist due to its meticulous planning and execution. The thieves disguised themselves as police officers, gaining entry under false pretenses before tying up the security guards and spending 81 minutes selecting their loot. This level of sophistication points towards professional criminals who had done their homework, suggesting a possible inside job or an intricate plot orchestrated by experienced art thieves. Following the theft, several attempts were made to sell some of these masterpieces. In 2004, federal authorities revealed that two individuals linked to a New York mob family tried to sell two of the stolen drawings attributed to Degas. One sketch was even offered for auction in 2017, but withdrawn when questions about its origin were raised. These incidents indicate that while these stolen artworks may be held by those aware of their true value, they remain difficult to trade publicly due to stringent regulations and high risks associated with handling stolen goods. Furthermore, should these pieces ever resurface, their ownership would be challenging to establish given the clandestine nature of their acquisition. As we continue our investigation into the money trail surrounding this unsolved mystery, one thing is clear: unraveling this complex web requires delving deep into the murky world of art crime, where financial gain meets shadowy figures, and where silence often speaks louder than words. 37 years have passed since the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, the biggest art theft in history, both in terms of value and prestige. Yet, despite numerous investigations, tips, and even a $10 million reward for information leading to the recovery of the stolen masterpieces, they remain lost. The 13 pieces taken from the museum include works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Manet, and Degas, collectively valued at over $500 million today. But their true worth extends beyond monetary value. These are priceless cultural treasures that whisper secrets of the past to those who dare to listen. The intriguing aspect of this case is not only the audacity of the theft, but also the enduring mystery surrounding the stolen artwork's whereabouts and the identity of the thieves. Some theories suggest links to organized crime syndicates, others point to insider jobs, while some even entertain the possibility of international conspiracies. What we do know is that these stolen masterpieces surfaced in the black market shortly after the heist. However, tracking their movement became nearly impossible due to the clandestine nature of art crime, where illicit transactions are shrouded in secrecy and deception. Moreover, if they were ever recovered, establishing clear ownership would be challenging. After all, these pieces have been missing for decades, during which time they could have changed hands multiple times, each transaction further obscuring their original provenance. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder of how the quest for financial gain can lead to unscrupulous acts, tearing families apart, disrupting communities, and depriving society of its shared cultural heritage. As we conclude our investigation, it's clear that the mystery may never be fully solved. However, by shedding light on this shadowy world, we hope to have sparked curiosity about the complex interplay between art, money, and crime. Perhaps one day, the stolen masterpieces will re-emerge, ready to share their stories once again. Until then, they remain silent witnesses to a crime that continues to captivate us all.